In the gleaming towers of Shenzhen, within a fast-growing tech firm, one man's word was law. In the gleaming towers of Shenzhen, within a fast-growing tech firm, one man's word was law. His name was Mr. Zhou, a CEO known for his decisive, almost ruthless efficiency. He hired fast, but he fired even faster. For him, there were no second chances. One mistake, and you were out. One late night, as the city slept, Mr. Zhou was buried in financial reports. Suddenly, the system blared an alert. A massive error. Millions of yuan vanished from the company's projections. A wave of anger washed over his exhaustion. He immediately summoned the junior analyst who signed off on the report, a quiet young woman named Wen Li. She stood before him, a small figure in his vast, intimidating office. Accusations flew from him like arrows. "You approved this report," he said, his voice cold as steel. "This is your failure. You will take full responsibility." Wen Li tried to speak, to explain the nuances she'd found, but he cut her off, his mind already made up. By sunrise, she was gone, fired. Just days later, the company's biggest investor called, demanding an emergency audit. Panic began to ripple through the executive floor. And that's when the real truth surfaced. The missing millions weren't a simple calculation error. They were a breadcrumb trail, a deliberate sign of sophisticated internal fraud. And who had planted that trail? Wen Li. She had discovered the fraud weeks earlier, and knowing she couldn't report it directly without being silenced, she embedded a subtle warning, a digital flag, deep within the report. A warning her CEO had completely missed. She wasn't incompetent. She was trying to save the company. For the first time in years, Mr. Zhou felt an unfamiliar, heavy weight in his chest. It was regret. He tried to find her, to apologize, but she had already left Shenzhen. Her number was disconnected, her digital footprint gone. Weeks turned into months. At a major industry conference, Mr. Zhou sat in the audience, watching the keynote speakers. Then, a familiar face walked onto the stage. It was Wen Li, but she wasn't there as an employee of some other company. She was introduced as the founder of a new cybersecurity startup, a startup that had just successfully exposed the very same fraud network that had plagued his company. The room erupted in applause for her courage and brilliance. But Mr. Zhou just sat there frozen. In that moment, watching her command the stage, he understood a profound lesson. True leadership isn't about the power to command. It's about the wisdom to listen. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.